Are you feeling festive? What, did you think I was going to let the music play all the way through? Too many bells, guys. Too many bells. Too many bells. Oh boy. Techman Ty is here tonight. That's super cool. Chris Klein is here tonight. Let's give it a hashtag Cats of Crypto right there. I'm going to move this over here so you guys can see what's going on. Right, I'll move it up top by the snowflake here. It'll be fun. And then I'll get rid of it. Techman Ty says, hello, friends. Hello, 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 hello. And then, of course, this stupid thing here, spam thing. I really just need to get over Kick and do this thing. Boy, what a screwed up day for trading, to be honest with you. Bitcoin right now, $90,000.78. As you can see down here, well, you know, got as high as 94,000 today. Wow, that's like almost like the crypto swings of old. We're talking like 2017, 2016 or better. That's insane. Anyway, I'm going to kick this off real quick with another video, of course, and then we'll get into this because I have plenty of fun little videos that I like. But let me introduce you to my friend Shadow.
Hey, I'm Shadow. Remember me? Let me tell you about what we do here at Cats of Crypto. We help cats and dogs find homes. Some of us even get paired with veterans and become support animals. We do all this through our cryptocurrency and selling NFTs to continue funding our donations. We even donate to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital to help out sick kids. We love helping others, so please go to catsofcrypto.meme and learn more. Maybe grab a bag.
Oh, Joker has joined us. Joker has joined us. That's cool. I got an empty couch and 2 co-hosts. That's super awesome. Uh-oh. It sounds like Star Wars coming in the background there. All right, let me jump right into the first news article, boys and girls and children of all ages. I think, in my opinion, this is what the people right here, yeah, this one, yeah, are kind of waiting for. This is our next story. Senate rushes to finish crypto market bill ahead of holiday recess. This is out from today. This is from The Hill. The senators try to iron out key key sticking points. What the stuff? Oh, he's sitting back in his chair. I heard the he was heaving something. Okay, senators are trying to iron out key sticking points in the legislation to regulate the cryptocurrency industry in their final working week of the year. As they push to get out the bill out of committee after months of negotiation. All right, Republicans are pushing for a markup next week on the crypto market structure legislation, even as their Democratic counterparts continue to seek changes to the draft text. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just with days until the lawmakers head out of town for holidays, the clock is ticking. An industry source familiar with the market structure and efforts told The Hill on Wednesday, I think that there's 48 hours realistically to see if this is going to move next week. I can see that. And Cynthia Loomis, I want to say something, has definitely been banging out some things, but she's from Tennessee, not from Wyoming. Fuck up. I love that. The last I checked, she was from Tennessee. I will verify that. Let's go in here and see ourselves to make sure this is right or wrong. What state does Cynthia Loomis represent?
The U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis represents the state of Wyoming.
Okay, so I guess I'm wrong. I thought she was from Tennessee. I kept seeing Tennessee, but whatever. I guess I'm a dipshit. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's amazing, right? That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna skip through this kind of the best we can. I think they're trying to point out where they better go ahead, okay, with the product and mark it up, and then give everybody over Christmas break, to catch their breath. She said at the Blockchain Association Policy Summit, we've been engaging hours on end, and it's just time to take a draft. She added a couple of things that I can see are happening. Industry is getting a little concerned about what's happening behind closed doors between Democrats and Republicans. They're ready to see our draft, or our staffs are exhausted. I'm not worried about the tempers that are going to flame, and it's just time to reveal a product. Senate Republicans and crypto-friendly Democrats have been negotiations market structure legislation for weeks. The upper chamber opted to tackle the bill separate from stablecoin legislation, which is why Congress passed the previous bill and was signed into law. Oh boy. Shortly after GOP members of the Senate Committee put forward their discussion on the draft on the market structure bill, which aims to clear the rules for the crypto industry and split oversight between the Securities Exchange Committee, the SEC, and the CFTC, Commodities Future Trading Commission. Listen, I'm not the greatest reader, so this is good for me. But the Senate banking draft represents only the part of the picture, given the role of both financial regulators. The Senate Agriculture Committee is also involved in drafting, and its portion unknown for several months. The panel ultimately released a 155-page draft in November with bipartisan backing, accomplishing a feat that had so far eluded Senate banking Republicans. However, the Senate agricultural draft left key issues unsettled, leaving the entire decentralized finance section open and bracketing provisions that remain up for debate. And I'm not a fan of this particular senator. His name is Gallego from Arizona. who serves as the top Democrat on the Senate Banking Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and AI, suggested that a markup is premature, adding that both sides are still trading paper. When the Hill asked about the remaining sticking points in the legislation, Gallego laughed and said there were a ton. Well, I mean, they got some other things about AI content, about Doge in here. I don't really care about that. Do you guys think that if they can get this together about DeFi and get some clear, structured rules so that we can go and put this into the banking effect here in the US and combine everything together, do you think that's going to help the crypto market at all? And how? I'm just kind of curious. No one can hear you, Joker.
Go ahead.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, did you say about something about what it will do to the market?
No. Did you hear anything that I just read?
Half of it.
What do you think about this? Do you think it's going to help the DeFi and the banks and crypto as a whole, and how so?
Well, it'll definitely help, especially for the newbies, right? Um, Especially for the newbies where they don't have much knowledge in regards to crypto. Um, it definitely will give us a little bit more, you know, people kind of get more understanding, and I think, yeah,
Is it?
Jado.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, I would wonder in what ways do they plan to regulate? I mean, typically, regulation is usually seen as a bad thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's nothing that says doesn't say anything about it. It just talks about pushing out a draft before the holidays, or before they go home. Um, Half of them are going to stay in DC anyway, because they
mm,
never actually go home anymore. They live there. That's pretty much it. Um, but I know I know that. Hey, Panda's here. Hey, Panda, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
We're just
hey, brother.
we're just
What's going on?
we just got done reading this thing. Have you heard about this
We're just having a
this
discussion.
market bill, this
Senate.
crypto market
Yeah.
bill that they're trying to push through before the holiday recess?
Mm,
What is it? The Clarity Act?
Yeah, I do believe so. Yes.
correct.
Wow. I didn't, I mean, I know, like I heard, the consensus was like an 80% chance of passing in 26, but I didn't hear any breaking news that they're trying to push it through now. That would be amazingly bullish.
Yeah, they're trying to
Um,
finish it up about ahead of the holiday recess. It's
that's
literally talking
fantastic.
about talk about Loomis aiming to release a draft she considers our best effort to date by the end of the week, and
Hmm.
hold a markup on the bill for next week. They're trying to move it out of committee. They're
It
trying to move it
says
forward.
mark it up next week, give everyone a break over Christmas break to catch their breath. Okay, okay. So they're making the strides. I mean, look, like it's good. I don't know if you guys talked about, the Fed today, but
Go ahead.
obviously they did you guys talk about the
We'll
Fed?
get to that next. Yeah, we'll get to
Well,
that.
yeah.
We'll talk about that next. But stick
Good
on
stuff.
this one. Go with this one first. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, it sounds like they're trying to prepare this draft, and like I said, like there's this consensus that sometime in 26 we should have that clarified, and that what that to me just regardless of when it happens, if it's now, if it's sometime in 26, that's the signal we need. Like everyone's been talking about institutions, and like they're clearly here, but I'm saying like en masse. So you have the clarity in terms of what's a security. What's a commodity? That's going to tell all of these pension funds and other, hedge funds, insurance funds, what's kind of off limits and what's like, it gives a lot more clarity. I think you saw a lot of even with Binance getting that license out in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
It's like that was pretty big news as well, which again, like all these other exchanges are gonna have to step up and kind of mirror these standards. Like so you're going to see like a way with like these kind of shoddy, shady offshore exchanges. I think there's just a lot more, like the name suggests, clarity that's going to be provided. It's going to be a lot more signal to these institutions, and just more funds are going to be able to flow through. So it's incredibly bullish. Whenever it happens, I couldn't tell you when, but they say 80% chance in sometime in 26, which it's going to align with midterms. It's going to align with the World Cup. It's going to align with the 250th anniversary of America. The money printer's turning on. It's just a lot of things coming together here.
So are you saying that? Are you saying like a lot of people are thinking that there is a hey Crypto Max, good evening. Are you saying that this is like a lot of people are thinking that this is the old traditional cycles are done? Is that where you're going? Because that's
I
kind
think
of what
that's
I'm
a
feeling.
lot of people are saying that the 4 year cycle is like might be kind of like more or less it might not happen. So we could be looking for a super bullish 26. Might be the last one for a while. It might be like the biggest one because like everything just is blowing up. Like AI is you have stock that is up. Like look up Corning. You guys look at Corning. They make glass, guys. They
Yeah,
make glass.
I
Why
do.
is Corning up over 100% this year? It's over 100%. It's because the glass is going to be needed in the humanoid robots. So everything's catching a bid across the board. So out on the risk spectrum, is crypto? I think we're gonna have. I think you're right, man. I think we're gonna have a buck the trend of this 4 year cycle.
Hang on a second. I'm going to bring that in here.
Yeah, I have to agree in that for sure.
Let's see here.
101%.
Corning Incorporated. Now let's blow this up.
Ticker
Let's blow it up. Let's
GLW.
blow it up. Huh?
GLW.
Yeah, it's already up here.
GLW. Yep.
It's already up here. So let's go year to date. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller. Look at that. It's doubled. It's doubled.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Glass company. But again,
No,
they're gonna be
that
needing
makes sense because it used to be
the robots.
It used to be. Watch this. It used to call it. I do believe. I want to see if they still do it this way or not. Yeah, there's another one. This is a Toledo thing. Would you believe that this was in the shitter like years ago? Give me a 1 year on this. Yeah, this one. These guys were bankrupt a few years ago. Hang on, I want to get this off my face. I gotta put this someplace. I hate it. There we go. I'm gonna make it smaller. Anyway, perfect. Yeah, there's another one. Talk about making glass. Right there. Right there. They raised their quarterly dividend too. These guys do fiberglass as well as glass. This is a big deal. Not just Corning, but Owens Corning. They're one and says this. It literally says containers and packaging. It's not containers and packaging. Trust me, I used to deliver a ton of pizzas to these people. Same concept. But yeah, we go back here. We jump that back down there, and then I'll move it back down because it's that. Anyways, I'm going to jump over to the next one of these here real quick. This is where you can jump in here. Either anyone you guys think about any of this. Bitcoin price prediction. Fed delivers another quarter basis point cut. Can BTC finally break 100K? Federal Reserve approved a 25K cut today at the FOMC meeting with the Bitcoin holding near 92,000. We're not there now, obviously. Get rid of that so I can get it. I hate these things. No, I don't want to play your stupid game. You don't want to play mine, so I'm not going to play yours. Go away. Federal Reserve obviously approved another 25 points, right? Bitcoin remains steady around 92,000. The big run-up was yesterday, in my opinion. The traders already priced in the cut the day before. but analysts suggest Bitcoin price prediction points towards 112,000 breakout if current levels of support holds. Fed Treasury bill could fuel Bitcoin rally. The Fed targets 2% interest, 2% inflation rate, which officials believe provides optimal employment conditions and price stability for consumers. And Mr. Crypto is saying that I'm going to give him a follow anyways. Let's give Mr. Crypto a follow real quick. Follow Mr. Crypto. He's got something here. He's talking about this being a trap. And we'll take a look at that too. Why not? We'll throw it in here. But Powell consistently stated that 2% represents the ideal balance, low enough to prevent severe price instability, yet high enough to avoid deflation. I like to see things go backwards. Though the 2026 economic landscape remains uncertain, economists have begun making projections. Goldman Sachs anticipates inflation will decline modestly to approximately 2.34% by by this time next year, roughly, predicting the Fed will implement 2 rate cuts during the year, March and June. Let me look at the pattern here. I'm not really. It doesn't really go into a whole lot of anything. It talks about Fed's going to buy back T-bills because it's they do. Quantitative easing of paper, which can trigger substantial rally risk in risk assets like Bitcoin. Right. Bitcoin has formed a double bottom pattern around 83,000 support zone or level, indicating midterm trend reversal. Price has since reclaimed 92,000, which previously functioned as resistance and is now attempting to establish new support. Momentum is strengthening on the MACD. If you guys want to explain what MACD is, these fine folks, go right ahead. With the signal line curving upward and histogram bars approaching a bullish crossover, suggesting an increasing buying pressure. Let's see if it lets me blow up the image here. If not, then I can do this. And I shall. Okay. Here's their double bottom, like they talked about, which we're all familiar with. And this is where they're saying everything is, kosher. But when I go back here, we're having trouble holding 90K today. If you're zooming in, that's. But they're saying that they think this is going to take off. And since everything's much bigger now, this makes it so much easier for you guys on the other end. If Bitcoin maintains support above the neckline region, okay, the technical structure points towards advancement. The next major resistance is 100,600 with possible extension toward 108K if momentum accelerates. Losing the 90 to 92 zone would undermine the attempt to break out and risk returning to 83K in demand level. However, the current market structure and indicators favor upward continuation. Okay. Just continue hype over the big text here. You guys can read that yourself. Bitcoin is the only investment that could benefit when the Feds adds more money into the system in 2026. Bitcoin Hyper, another project. Okay, I'm not gonna plug Bitcoin Hyper. I don't give a crap about it. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, you can see that they're talking about various different things here. And of course, there were definitely some wild swings today when Powell did his thing. Like I said, it went all the way up to 94,000. So with all that other stuff, you guys got anything to throw in on any of that? Even though I read it kind of half-assed. Any one of you?
Yeah, I mean, I read an article that said that by what the hell is today? The 10th? By the 12th, the Fed is. Let me read this article. Hold up, just on the. Okay, here we go. Fed to resume net asset purchases with 40 billion in securities this month. That's a lot. I mean, they're going to do that by the 12th, I believe. So everything's not all kosher. I mean, they're not calling that QE, but whether it's to firm up the repo market or whatever, the same thing happened back in, and I mean, they did do an injection on the first. They did it in a 1 day injection of 13 billion, which was the largest injection since COVID. So look, it could get choppy. It doesn't mean that, oh, just because they're putting in another 40 billion, it's going to go to the moon. They could, the Fed's typically slow to act. So there could be some turbulence up ahead that they're just trying to firm up in advance. But I think it's a precursor to them just full out money printing next year, especially when you look, I'm not necessarily, I'm not a technical trader. Sometimes take a look at the RSI, but just more try to look at the macro environment. And just a simple fundamental is the fact that they're going to bring in, Fed Powell is leaving May 26th. Obviously Trump has complained about Powell. He's not lowering the rates quick enough. They want to bring in Kevin Hassett, and he's like a Trump advisor to the White House. And there's just he's dovish. He's going to be much more dovish than Powell's been. And even if they don't pick Hassett, there's two other ones that are being interviewed that are perhaps not as dovish, but still much more dovish than Powell is. So that alone, to me, once they announce that, that'll be kind of like a huge signal to watch what Hassett says or whoever the new Fed chairman is. It's going to be someone who's dovish. So I personally think that look, whatever they said that next year they're going to maybe lower 1%. I think that's bogus. Again, if Hassett comes in, it'll be more than that. Probably going to have some spillover inflation, but look, that should be good for risk assets, right?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let me do something here. I want to kill something out there. I got less to look at my. I can't, it was sharing in two different places for some crazy reason, but whatever. Guys, J Dog, you got anything to throw at this? Joker, you got anything to throw at it? What he's saying there? Because I mean, that's important stuff for everybody running a project, whether it's on Solana, ETH, or Base, or any chain for that matter.
Yeah, brother. Look, I'm just gonna kind of pay attention. With that being said, there's not much really we can do rather than, I mean, we can speculate so many different things, but we know that it could change very quickly as well. I hope that everything that goes through what everybody's kind of been speculating, but all we can say is 2026, I think, will be definitely in the right side of things than with the market is. I think, especially for the small projects, it will just start moving early. I would say early next year.
J Dog, you got anything to go with any of that? Is his mic working?
Hey guys, no, I agree with what you said.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this is up here about this up for trading view real quick. Key facts: Bitcoin hits 92,420. Institutional demand surges. $8 billion in shorts at risk. It literally, look, this is where we were all day. It traded from 92, on up, to 94,160, following the basis cut. It was all over the place. Bitcoin, I've seen it with 91 today. It's insane. And the recent data spike shows institutional demand for Bitcoin, with major purchases totaling 20,438 Bitcoin, worth about $1.9 billion in just 6 hours before the Fed's employment report. A 10% rise in Bitcoin's price may trigger an $8 billion short position liquidation. It seems like all week we've been going back and forth getting liquidated on a lot of different things. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on there. I mean, a lot going on. It goes back and forth, moving up and down all over the place. We're doing it right now as we speak. We keep hugging 90,000. We go over here.
Technicals are not, they're not positive, the technicals. It's apparently the technical analysis says we're going to break down.
Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. You can be optimistic, but it's one of those situations right now. What do you do? Do you play hurry up and wait? Do you cash out? What do you do? I mean, you're a trader, but this is not super strong. It's exactly what you're saying. It's not super strong. If I go into the last day and I follow here, there's 92 there. If I drag it out some more, it's 92 there. If I look at 5 days, we get a little pump yesterday, with a little midday pump here, and then we fall off the cliff. It's consistent. This forces me on the market to look at a lot of different things, especially in traditional finance. I got in and out of some stuff today. Today was not a good day for me as far as that's concerned. I'm not going to cry about it. $300 is $300. I'm in the black for the week, so that's not a big deal. But the bottom line is that I'm looking at this going, what the hell? You would figure that we could at least hold 91, but we're not even able to hold 90. Andy, you got anything? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Joker said it best. There's a lot of speculation. I'm just net bullish for 26. Um, I think they're going to turn the money printer on. I think you got to watch that. I keep talking about that January 15th date because that's the date. It could support the technicals. I guess if you're a technical trader, say, show me the charts, I'll show you the news. So your charts might be showing you this Jan 15th date is when MSCI decides whether or not MicroStrategy stays listed within their indices. And if not, that's an automatic sell for all the institutions that are holding perhaps an index tracking that for those particular MSCI indices.
On
So
that note, I do have something for us about that. And if I can find it real quick. Yeah, this should do it. If I'm wrong, we'll know. Let's watch this, guys, and then we can talk about this after a second here.
Today, crypto investors react to the Fed's last meeting in 2025. The CFTC pilots crypto as collateral for derivatives markets. And Marco Santori of Soulmate discusses the company's merger with Web3 VC firm Rockway X. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sagales. Digital currencies are mixed today after rising sharply in the previous day's trading. By 2:15 Eastern, investors were looking to make sense of the Federal Reserve's final meeting in 2025. The central bank chose to cut the Fed funds rate amid concerns around the economy and the strength of the U.S. labor force. Also taking a look at newly public Bitcoin treasury firm 21 Capital, shares gained about 5% midday. That's after the stock fell as much as 25% in its first day of trading on the New York Stock Exchange yesterday. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. The CFTC announced a pilot program to allow certain crypto tokens to be used as collateral in derivatives markets. Supported tokens include Bitcoin, Ether, and stablecoin USDC. The agency's acting chair, Caroline Pham, joined CNBC's Squawk Box this morning discussing details of this launch, including in-kind collateral and new safeguards that they've put in place.
If you're going to settle in Bitcoin, it's denominated in Bitcoin, you can collateralize it with Bitcoin because it's the same way risk. And we have enhanced CFTC monitoring and reporting in place. So for 3 months, we are requiring that we not only get weekly position and asset class reporting, that's on top of the normal reporting that our exchanges do, but we are also asking for a reporting of any significant operational issues relating to that digital asset collateral.
Also this week, the CFTC issued guidance on using tokenized assets as collateral, highlighting that CFTC regulations are what it calls technology neutral, and that tokenized assets are to be analyzed on an individual basis to determine if they meet the CFTC's existing regulatory framework. Next, Strategies weighed in on Morgan Stanley Capital International's proposal to exclude digital asset treasuries from its global investable market indexes. Michael Saylor's Bitcoin investing giant just put out a letter signed by Saylor himself, along with President and CEO Phong Le, saying that it disagrees with the proposed change. The letter is addressed to members of the MSCI Equity Index Committee, and it argues that DATs are operating companies and not investment funds. It also says the firm's proposal for a 50% digital asset threshold is discriminatory if other industries like oil, gold, and real estate are unaffected. All right, for our main story, let's talk about Soulmate. The Abu Dhabi-based Solana treasury firm recently announced a deal to acquire Rockaway X, a Web3-focused VC fund.
Well, I think that covers some of that. What do you guys think? That's kind of what I was shooting for with what Michael Saylor was trying to say, and what they're talking about. That makes a lot of sense. That these guys discriminatory. I mean, that is absolutely true. You're going to allow these other people to do it, like this gentleman. What was it? 21 something. I can't remember the assets of Jack. What's his nuts? Panda, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Jack Muller's company, right?
Yeah. So they're gonna, discriminate.
21 Capital.
Yeah, 21 Capital. Yeah.
He debuted on the NYSE the other day, right?
Yeah. So what's
Yep.
the difference between them and MicroStrategy? What do you, any one of you guys, what do you think? I mean, I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, you blanked out. I couldn't hear when you were sharing that clip, so I didn't get the context.
Yeah, some of them are cutting in and out.
Yeah. Well, what they were talking about is that Michael Saylor wrote a letter to the folks about MSCI over at MSCI and how a lot of these companies invest in gold, right? And how, it's pretty much straight up harassment, where just because a company owns more than 50% in an asset, maybe it gold or oil, for instance, the oil industry, ExxonMobil, they own a bunch of oil, right? What's the difference between oil and Bitcoin? They're both a commodity, right? And both businesses aren't primarily built 100% around both. So they thought it was discrimination. That's basically what they were saying. They wrote it directly to them. They changed the rules because Jamie Dimon wanted to start that fight. That's basically where it comes down, long and short.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if they don't have proof, but I mean, I would think Jamie Dimon's probably shorting. If I just had a guess, they're shorting MicroStrategy, and they also, I think they were the ones who kind of spread the FUD around October 10th. I think they're the ones who sent the newsletter around about this fear of delisting. So if you share that with all your clients, they're naturally going to sell. And if they have a short on, I mean, this could just be a way to liquidate MicroStrategy and allow these other institutions to get in a lot cheaper and to,
That's
in a
absolutely
sense,
what you
take over.
You hit the nail right there, brother. You hit the nail right there. This is what big companies do. They market in a way or a manner where they get all the other ones to sell out and get ready for the other ones to jump in and literally, fund their own token or their own company per se, and pretend to be doing something that's not working or something like that. But in the end, other investors who's invested into the company, they start selling out and branching out into the new venture that they're promoting, and lo and behold, obviously it gets all the hype and everything because it's a new company, whatever, and then before you know it, it goes back and rotates back into it again. So it's always the normal when it comes to businesses.
No? J-Dog? You got anything?
No, I'm good.
You're ready to go to bed, man.
Leave him alone.
No. We're gonna sit here and participate. That's the
He's a
rule.
brother. He's a brother from another mother.
He's got to participate. We don't do this here. So I've got some other stuff up here.
But yeah, that's what they normally do. They liquidate and then they, reload and then restart. Once they get to the top, they liquidate again, reroll, and then sell to the top. It's exactly the same concept. Go ahead.
J-Dog, you were saying something?
Yeah, so you're saying they're going to manipulate Bitcoin like they manipulated silver and gold.
In some sense, right? Because they want to try and get rid of all these big companies out of the, but it's not going to happen because majority of us know already where Bitcoin is going. So big companies are going to try as hard as much as they can to eliminate their competitors, so that they can take as much percentage, so they can use that against and use that as a commodity or as an equity to open up a new company, or use that as a way to get investors to say, hey, we've got more Bitcoin on this company, so who do you think they're going to invest into? Whoever the company who's got the more Bitcoin, any investors will go to that.
There's so many people recreating or copying or whatever you call it, what Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy did. It doesn't make sense, and I do believe it is discrimination. And this new rule that MSCI has come out with is bullshit, because you couldn't have anybody on the NASDAQ, or you couldn't have anybody on the Dow, or anything anywhere for that matter. These indexes would be bullshit. There's a lawsuit waiting to happen right there. That's what I'm seeing. Seriously, it really is. It really is just bullshit that they want to play these games over and over and over and over again. I can't point it out any more clear than that.
Again, it's all speculation, right?
True.
This is the way this is how the way they mix emotion. Get people to have the mixed emotions, and what happens once you get that into that level, obviously you start thinking, indecisive, and you make mistakes, and it only takes just that one mistake, and unfortunately you can't take it back because someone else will take that spot.
I'll bring up Solana, speaking of which, real quick. Here's one that's going sideways. There are people out there right now, when I look at Solana and other things, that are talking about.
Can I just
Go ahead.
Can I just jump in? I'm catching up because I did not realize that I'm seeing I'm catching up with I'm reading it here about Saylor writing to MSCI.
Yes,
and
go ahead. Throw that out there.
He does say the decision, I guess in the letter he wrote this, the decision could have, quote, profoundly harmful consequences. So yeah, I think that, and then to your point, he talks about the 50% threshold, discriminatory, arbitrary, and unworkable. So let's see if that appeal works. And to your point, it says other industries like oil, timber, gold, real estate similarly concentrate their holdings in a single asset type. So it'll be interesting. That's one to watch. And if you guys are talking about the charts just not looking like steady, this might be that moment that tips it over.
Yeah.
But again, I think they're gonna turn that damn money printer on in 26. I really do.
Well, here's
don't
the thing.
forget about the midterms.
We talked about the 31st, and when MSCI is going to open their mouth, and somebody's going to leak something. They always do, about what they might do or what they probably will do. So the 31st of this month. So we have roughly 21 days before something might come out of somebody's mouth. That is absolutely insane to think that. But the biggest point is you have the 15th is when they have their meeting, and then of January, and then that's when the shoe drops. On the 15th of February is when everybody is going to be done. Either it's done or it's over with. But he's talked about creating a bank just for Bitcoin and doing various other things. So it's hard saying. But am I complaining too much about the price of this stuff? No, it's not a complaint. What I'm seeing here is potential. I'm looking right at it in front of me here. I see nothing but potential. When I jump in here and I go, okay, well, this looks great. Oh, look, I'm going to grab some more, Caspa. And what am I going to do? I'm going to go to non-KYC and I'm going to flip it. I know those 2 miners are off, guys. Don't sweat it. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to keep flipping it on through until the 1st. There's a point and a purpose to flip it. It's going to get put into Cats Crypto. It's going to get put in other projects out there. These are things that need to be done. It's going to support an ecosystem, not just some kind of joke. But getting back to this here earlier, I'm not watching that. This is a trap, he says. This is the 10th. What is the trap? I don't have the video. I'm not going to go playing it back. But this is from Mr. Crypto. It sounds like some people are saying that this is a bull trap, that it's not going to happen. But this is what's happened Christmas Eve before in 2023, Christmas Eve 2024, or about then, right? Just after that, look at these here in front of us. Historically speaking, we tend to get a nice Santa rally. I doubt that this will be different from this year. Does anybody think that we're going to get a Santa rally this year?
Definitely.
J-Dog?
Yeah, I pray. I'm praying the market goes up.
It will, brother. I'm gonna. It's already. We're already post for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, early next year, I reckon that's when it's gonna really start moving, and everyone's just gonna go, "What?"
Panda. What do you got, Panda? Does this look about right to you?
Yeah, I can see a Santa rally happening, especially again with that $40 billion injection, which is going to happen. I think that's going to get everyone excited. I mean, again, what happens next year? What happens with MSCI? Could it be turbulent in Q1? Not quite certain. I'm just going to zoom out. I know how I'm going to be positioned for 26, and I'm going to go with.
I hear a lot of people talking. There's a couple of them, the naysayers, saying that in October of 26 that we'll be back at 45K. And then we'll start the cycle all over again.
Who said that?
Rabid mining.
Well, that's if you follow the 4-year cycle, yeah. If it still exists, then that's correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where we're going with that. He has said that several times. I like Rabid. Don't get me wrong. I like Rabid. Let's see if I can find a Rabid post. Anyway. Yeah, it's New England crypto. Summer, there she goes. We'll go find a Rabid post. And he literally.
But wait a second. Bitcoin has never gone below the cost of electricity to mine it, and currently that's at 71,000, right? So will it go below 71,000?
Yeah, here it was like 55,000. Hang on a second. Good one. Good catch. Let's see. How much does it currently? Gotta learn how to type, boys and girls. How much dope does it currently cost? Well, no, a whole Bitcoin, you fool. I think that's what we want. Let's try that. Okay, yeah. I don't want to know this. This is wrong. On the low end, if you had somebody 4 cents a kilowatt hour, it would run about 34K. We had 55,000 at one point in time. I don't care about price. Let's say to produce. How about this? How much does it cost to currently produce? I'll change that.
Mine.
I did that. 1 Bitcoin mining using I don't know how to type too, guys. Sorry. Try this. So 50 around 70. Yeah, there you go. Right here. If you're running 6 to 10, okay, yeah, that makes sense. 51 to 85,000. I'll go with that. So it was 51,000. You were talking about something like that.
The average is 71,000.
Yeah, we'll go with that. You guys do the same thing, only mine wasn't working out for me. Imagine that. And yes, Chris, I like Rabid. I do like Rabid, but Rabid is acidic. I'll say it. How many more signals do you need? This is the one's talking about it. This cycle is over.
No chance.
Rabid. We like you. You're a cynic, though. The glass is always half empty with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always half full. Depending on which end of it. But yes, Rabid is a great guy. I like Rabid. Don't get me wrong. And Chris Klein, I will definitely have to remember about Monero so that you can use whatever you got if you want to mine some Monero. But Eric Trump here, Bitcoin is about to absolutely fly and go parabolic. It will skyrocket. Michael Saylor just went full bull. I think Bitcoin will rise 30% a year for the next 20 years. I don't know about that.
I don't know if that's a good sign or not. Every time I heard Eric Trump say it's going to go up, it went down.
Maybe we should change his name to Jim Cramer. Oh, Panda had to leave. That's too bad. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. Every time when the Trumps opens their mouth about something going up, it doesn't seem like it goes really that far. And he doesn't just because you got money doesn't mean you know anything. I will say that. So it is what it is. But I like this chart. I think that it's very possible that we could get a Santa Claus rally. I just want to see where things are on the 31st. I've got plans. I got some things to do. The centralized exchange wallet will be emptied, boys and girls. I'm not going to be playing games. Like during the FOMC meeting, this is exactly what happened. I saw this several hours ago. He's going to get 2% inflation. So whatever works, I guess. And the dog's going crazy and the dog's going wild. Do you guys think you guys want me to look at in particular? Anything you guys want to throw up here real quick? Because I'm kind of like I'm going to play a commercial and go.
No, but I will do a recap in regards to giving a shout out to all the projects in the back end, as
Right.
well as what we're doing later.
Okay. Okay. Now we throw this video up here. Why not? It's for if you guys want to be miners and you want to do big boy hosting, well, then you can go and get a hold of my buddy Nathan. Yes, I host with IO Mining now. Hosting IO Mining is pretty basic and simple. Obviously, straightforward pricing. They're beginner friendly. So if you don't know anything about crypto at all or crypto mining, Nathan and his team are number one. Of course, they're integrity driven, and this is honest. I have known this guy since he started 3 years ago. If you look here, straightforward pricing, currently at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, and a $50 setup fee for each miner. Yes, I know you're like, you just plug the thing in. Not necessarily. Trust me. You have remote access for each ASIC that you have at his facility through Foreman. And we just talked about Nathan and his team. It's personalized service. So if you really need to get a hold of them or get in contact with them, the phone number and information is up here on the website. Someone will answer you, during regular business hours. Yeah, it's like 10:30. So
Yeah.
I'm staring at Solana, and Solana is slowly moving up.
What's Solana now?
$130.20.
Nice.
Slowly. I'm not worried about any of this stuff. I'm not. It's not super impressive. Oh, by the way, go ahead.
Dogecoin.
You want to look at Dogecoin?
Uh-huh.
All right, go to Dogecoin. He likes Dogecoin. And not Dig. D-O-G, you fool. That's 20. That's not what I want, but it's close. 20 shares ETP. Dogecoin Tether. That works. Okay. You didn't see what I saw. You do it again. I'm going to change this here. We're going to do something here. Doge spot. 13 cents. All right, watch this. This was cool. I didn't let the dog. There was a dog that jumped in and jumped out. It did a little dance. Came in and came out. It was funny. Not a lot going on there.
Really sad. Really, looks very sad right now.
Really quiet. Really, really quiet. But on that note, I'm going to jump right here. Dun, 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 dun. If you guys are wondering what this is, now you know. On the pool, if you guys are wanting to know about mining, I have 128 Doge that has not been deposited as of yet. I haven't flipped it on. I got a free one for you since I've been slacking. Dogecoin is not, I swear this is screwed up. If you can figure out, J-Dog, how to get this Tari deposited in your account, you can have it. Because I've tried sending it someplace and it just, I don't know. And you can't open a ticket on DX Pool with DX Pool in their Discord. Nothing. It's a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy.
I have one like that. It's called Polymath, and
I've heard that.
They have like it's so messed up because there's no way to sell it, but they let you buy it, but you can't sell it.
No, you can buy this at like non-KYC. You can trade it at non-KYC. I think KuCoin's another one, but fuck am I gonna do with this? Can't do anything.
This is Peppy, the cat. Look at the size of this cat.
He's working with a cat. Let's see what he's doing with this cat.
Look.
Okay, oversized fat cat.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, so I got that going on here. I've had that. I'm no longer doing the Cadena. Monero has been very, very nice to me. Although the biggest problem that I have when I go over here and I click on profits for Litecoin and Dogecoin, it's not about this or that. There's a tab that says solo. I've changed this to solo. You cannot modify it for 24 hours. I know that some things are a little difficult to hit, but I have to ask these guys over there. In all seriousness, I'll go back here. Why am I still earning PPS or pay per share when it's supposed to be fucking solo mining? I love DX Pool. I'm really confused by this whole thing. Somebody's not doing something right. What do I know though? XMR, we've talked about XMR. Super simple to do this. If you want to create an account at DX Pool, that would be your first step. If you're using a CPU to mine, this has been super, super awesome.
Well, next year I will be getting a home PC, and we'll be getting a mining equipment, and I think might start with jingle mining. Is that right, Cats?
Well, jingle mining's close to you, yeah. If they're not charging you an arm and a leg to get in the country.
Yeah.
But there's better ways of getting that in there.
So
well,
there's ways whether I was thinking not just Bitcoin, but Ethereum and BSC maybe.
You can't mine Ethereum.
No.
You can't mine BSC. You can mine Ethereum Classic, and then it will convert it unmineable. Just saying.
Yeah.
So, but let me close something up here. Can I close this? Hide. There we go. I had too much crap up here. Too much. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It's
Well, we're at the 1 hour mark. Let's go quickly. Just say, I want to give a shout out first because I've got about 10-15 minutes before I take off and pick up my son.
Yeah.
I just want to give listeners and also viewers to make sure that they get a huge shout out for all our big family at the Big Bags Media with the fine community. Obviously, we got Cats of Crypto, Bonga, and Bet is there. P-Coin is there as well. T-Dev and the rest of the family from Turbo. I also want to give a shout out to Lisa. From the also Ming, and also Andy from Captain B&B community. I've been in chat with them in the past few days, and I think Lisa's going to be organising something for all the OG communities that are doing the right thing for the Web3. So I said, look, we have a huge network of dedicated, projects that is big part of the Big Bags Media, and I think she's going to invite all of us, obviously. I said we're all more than happy to join in. It's not just one chain. She said it could be at any chain. I said as long as they're, doing the right thing for the community. So giving them a huge shout out as well. Dreamcats, the rest of the family, and everyone else. But with that being said, we're going to be running a competition very soon.
We got a request. We got a request here too.
Yeah, and it's going to involve a lot of all of us, and it's going to be a huge marketing push for every single one of us who is part of the Big Bags Media, and it's going to be a fun event, and we're going to try and do maybe a space for the Big Bags Media in regards to what promotion we're going to be doing and marketing for the competition or whatever giveaways we're going to be doing. But yeah, so I'm just going to say, stay supportive
What's this?
and yeah.
Here we go. This
Go ahead.
interesting. So Chris Klein was asking if we could do this, and I definitely agree with this. J Dog, you like this? This is you. This is me. Popcat price crashes 25% after $30 million manipulation on a hyperliquid exchange. Did you hear about this?
How could I not hear about it? I lived it.
You lived it?
Bro,
Yeah,
I was going to say, he would know this because...
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did live it. Yeah, he did. Yeah, we were talking about it before. This is a little older. I'm sorry. My brain's not here. It's a little older. They don't really have anything new on Popcat at all. But, I mean, other than the fact that it's holding like 9-10 cents. Listen, I've got a lot of Popcat that went into Cats of Crypto as well. Not nearly as much as you did with Bonga. But yeah, this is where's this high at this thing here?
Yeah.
$1.90. $1.90 when? Last year, or just a couple weeks ago, last year at this time. $1.90. Nothing before that. So, what do you do with some shit like this? I mean, I know I'm hanging on.
It's too early to predict.
Well,
And
the early
besides that,
here.
Once the market starts moving, everything starts moving up anyway.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not crying.
It's got a huge amount of volume. What did it have? $25 million of volume?
Exactly.
It says 30-day 35.01 million, 2.74 million.
That's huge.
Question is, I think that's in dollars. I do believe it's in dollars. But
Why
yeah.
is it just going down? Or just with the market, going down with the market?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you really technically want to look at it, the volume's there. Look going across here. It just seems that we have almost an even amount since 205, which, TradingView does whatever they do. I don't try and fix their clocks. Since we started about an hour and a half ago, it's been up to 10 cents and down again. But there's definitely some volume there without a doubt. Like you're saying, look at the bottom half. Guys, if you're looking at, I'm pointing down here, not up here, not these red and greens here, the ones below it. There's enough volume to go back and forth with the market makers and everything else. But this is also on Bybit. I wonder if we can look at a different one. Like, okay, let's look at like crypto.com, for example. Nothing. They've got 10 cents, but there's no volume over there at crypto.com. Imagine that. Let's see if MEXC is fairly decent. So that's slightly different.
Radium, check Radium.
Oh, we can find it. We will. They usually don't just let you do that. That's what kills me. That's Bybit. That's euro, US dollar, Solana, USDC, Coinbase. We'll use Coinbase. Spot crypto. Slightly higher. So it just depends on the exchange that you're on and with the market makers and manipulation that they have over there. But it seems that though there's a lot more volume there on Coinbase 4.67 million. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's see. He wants to look at Floki as well. So I'll take a look at Floki real fast for him. Let's see here. FOLKI, because his cat doesn't even Floki actually. We'll use Binance. Again, well, a ton more volume. They got plenty of volume here. But Floki, you got to go back. They dropped like 1-0 there. I do believe this really hasn't moved a whole lot. Just saying. It's got some pops in it, but nothing special. If you're an ETH guy, you like this. I'm not knocking it, but there's more red candles on Floki and ETH than there is anything else right now. I could see that looking right here within the last hour. I could see more red candles.
No strength. There's no strength on the chart. And if there is, where's the follow through?
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Let's see. He goes, Chris Klein said this much. I'm in 7 longs right now. Just got a little bit ago with more to buy, settle a little lower, and pivot points or bounce areas. Yeah, okay. Just these two, I wonder. It's just not looking real good for anything. It's just not. And there's nothing to cry about. There's no spilt milk here. It's just the way the state of the market. Everybody, I think, expected that Jerome Powell was going to cut rates and that Bitcoin was going to fly off the shelves. And they got ahead of themselves again today. And that's a fact. I know they got ahead of themselves. Anybody disagree with that? Joker was in bed. You were in bed when they did it.
Well, I've got to get going, gentlemen.
All right. We're about to wrap it up anyway.
And again, thank you for hosting it, Cats. And I'm thinking also be running the Turbo Space Thursday. It'll be a Friday morning for you guys. It'll be a Friday night for me. So
you know what I think I'm going to do for the 24th, if you guys want to do this, because we all have kids and so on, I think I'm going to just stream a chart and put Christmas music on.
That's a good idea.
What do you think there, J-Dog?
Yeah, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I like that. Even for Christmas. Well, I'll put something up there in text or something. All we want for Christmas is this.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, so if you're interested, we're gonna be here next week on the 17th. We will not be here on the 24th. We will not be here on the 31st. Not because I'm gonna be drunk or anything. It's just a simple fact that, well, we're gonna let the room reset itself.
Yeah.
Do you anybody want to take a guess? Let's see, we'll grab this one. I like this one. Anyone want to take a guess at Bitcoin where we're going to be next week?
78 again.
78? What?
Whoa.
I mean, sorry. 97.
We're going to 78. He might be right.
Did I just say 78? I was meant to say 80, 87.
He's saying 87. J-Dog, what do you think?
97.
I think 95. I think it's possible we get 95. I don't know what's going to push us there, but we're just throwing out numbers. By the way, guys, none of this is financial advice. Just saying.
Absolutely not.
Hell no. We're just guessing. And we don't win.
Financial advisors.
It's the way we put our games.
No way. Oh, I want to show you something. Speaking of that, this is fun.
We've guessed wrong a lot, and the history shows it.
This is funny. This is funny. Watch this. So this is one of these games here that yes. Is this what I'm looking at? Yeah, that's not. Is that today? No, that's yesterday. Yeah, they ran that up yesterday like crazy. This is an ETF again. It defines daily target 2x for MicroStrategy. Okay, so
I'll chat to you later.
yep. See you later. This is what I want to look at real quick. We were sitting around here playing this game. This going back here, I do believe. Yeah, that there is 130. Okay, 599. 599. I thought yesterday was the FOMC meeting. I screwed that up, but I was a day ahead of myself. But that's 599. Talking about crypto, I tried like hell to get in here at this point at 599.
What's 599? What's the price? What 599 what?
599 was the entry point at 130 today. That was what I was shooting for.
Okay, on what asset? It's hard to see that.
It's MSTX, which is it's a leverage long for MicroStrategy, ETP ETF.
Okay.
Okay, so we've talked about those.
$5.99. Okay,
Yeah.
589. I see that. Okay, cool.
589 now, but I tried getting it at 599 at 130 today, right?
Yeah.
I got wiped out here, then I had to come up. I got in right about here at 605. Okay. I watched it run to 619. I said, hold on. My buddy, I got a hold of him. I sent him a text. I said, this is where we're at. This is the kind of calls we're screwing around during the day. He goes, he got in at 609. He goes, oh man, it's moving. Yeah, but this is 10 minutes later, right?
Yeah.
It dips out. He starts flipping and freaking out because he's not the day trader kind. He's not the guy that's gonna sit and trade this stuff. Drops to 601. I said, hold on, watch this. 631. He got out right about here, 622. Okay. So he went from 609 to 622 and got himself some lunch money, $200 today. And this is 8 minutes after 2 o'clock.
All right.
If I was Madame Cleo and I had a fucking crystal ball, this was my moment. No bullshit. This was my moment. I got out at like 617, so a little bit lower than he did. If I would have held out, I could have got to 631. And it did this rinse and repeat thing, It got all the way hell back down here, 576. Took off.
570.
Took off again. This is after hours, 615 again. So it went. I was in and out of this thing 4 different fucking times.
Okay.
I had fun with it. But I still ended the day in a negative. This was me making money back from something else earlier in the day.
Yeah, that's volatile. That's nice. I guess you must like that. But that's unpredictable too. And right on the day frame, that's pretty intense.
That was a fun ass ride. Let me tell you, I like them. I like them when I get a little bit. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I could see this. I could see it. And when I was sitting there screaming, I need 93,500, 93,500. I'm screaming at TradingView. I'm screaming at you guys because these move. This and Bitcoin move 1 for 1 because this is obviously 2x tied to MicroStrategy. And MicroStrategy and Bitcoin are in tandem. So you are essentially looking at a similar chart. Take a look at this. Okay, let's go back here. Today's the 10th. Look. There we go. Right here, 93. What time is it here? 20 minutes. 20, 26, 30, right there. If I move up on the mark, 89,885. I said, watch this shit. 93, 8 minutes later, like I was telling you, I said, we just hit 93,048. They move one for one. So, guys, if you're TradFi people, you want to get in trade stocks, sometimes you got to know what to look for. I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's not financial advice. This isn't advice at all. I just found a fucking trend. It's all I did. It's all I did. But you can find this one, and you can find, and this big spike here, this 94,518. That's where this is at. Okay, that was the last one. That was my last out right there. That was my fourth and final one for the day on this one. I was screaming at this mother. Gimme, 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 gimme. All I need is this. I was cussing at the CIA and everything else too. But it was fun. It was fun. I was balls deep into it. It was great. Here's one for you guys I want to talk about real quick. Watch this. FLWS. You're like, why the fuck are we looking at flowers? See this shit? You're like, this makes no sense. Why are we looking at flowers? I'll tell you why we're looking at flowers. Watch. Watch this shit. Guys, remember GameStop, AMC? Watch this. Look at that. See the one in the middle there? 95.02. Right now, 95.02. Okay. And this Wave Life Sciences is another one just popped back up on the radar today. Again, that ran yesterday. Flowers.com, 1-800-Flowers.com has an open short interest or float of 95.02%. And if you try to figure out how many days it would take for them to buy back all the shares or buy up the shares, I looked into that too. It would be about a month. Buy to cover, meaning to cover their short positions. That's a lot of shit. That is why I showed you that. And these guys have been out here at 516 within the same day. They've been all over the place. I've got in and out twice so far in 2 days. I'm back in again here, just throwing this out there. We don't really talk about stocks, but I don't know a man or a woman or whoever doesn't like to get flowers. So if Bitcoin crashes, you can send your fucking friends some flowers. You know, here, lick your wounds, box of fucking chocolates to go with it. Why not? But that's good information. And this is not financial advice also, but the proof is in the pudding. 95. If it goes any higher, be insane. Now, when we look back here, I'm going to go over here and jump over to Apple real quick. The crazy shit part about Apple is it cannot sustain any kind of price action. It has not cleared 280 in 2 or 3 days now, roughly, thereabouts. It just can't hold its own. And you start looking at AI things and crypto and everything. So my point here is, and J-Dog, Just let me know when you would chime in if you agree with some of this stuff or not before we roll out of here in about 5 minutes. It's not just Bitcoin right now that isn't holding its own. Things like Apple aren't doing that great. Nvidia's okay. Ethereum's not holding its own. There's a lot of things out there. I mean, I'm looking at the VIX here, and the VIX is down, which is a good sign because you don't want the VIX up, because that means you're fucked, period. The entire world is fucked, kind of, to be blunt. But this is not looking good either. So it's not just one. Everything seems to be on sale. Everything. As I jump into it, none of this is financial advice, and I'm not telling you to buy anything. Netflix, $92.71. I don't recall ever seeing Netflix that cheap. This is post-split, by the way.
What about it? Oh, what about a year ago? What do you mean post-split?
They recently did a 10-for-1 split. A couple weeks back. If you do it back in April, let's see, give me a number here. 91. Yeah, 91. The bottom here. 85. But there was a split right about here. That's June. That's 134. That's the high top. Give me. 25th. Yeah, right about here. Right around the 1st to the 2nd October. Or no. Sorry. Top here. 24. Yeah, it's somewhere. It was last month.
It's in free fall right now, so hopefully it goes a lot lower. Then you could buy it cheap.
I'm hanging on to it from the I bought it before the split, and then I kept it. So if I get it, I get lucky. Good. If I don't get lucky, I don't care. Maybe one of those ones I don't give a shit if I hang on to it.
It's a good one. It's a good one long term.
Yeah. But this shit here, every one of these, what I'm getting at, looks pretty much all the same. It's not just crypto. That's my point, guys. It's my entire point. So, J-Dog, what do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I full of shit? Because I think I could be full of shit.
Well, what about gold or silver? They're going up, right?
Yeah, which is kind of funny because the U.S. dollar is weakening. Bitcoin should be moving, but gold is moving up. Silver is moving up. Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're a speculator, that might be a place to park some money in silver.
6202, 6201.
That's very risky, but the reward could be great.
What's this? Gold rises as dividend Fed cuts rates. Divided. Sorry. Divided. I want to see something now that you mention it. Platinum. What is platinum? Platinum's not even moved. They use that in palladium in cars like crazy. Why do you think they steal your Cadillac Converge, guys? So that makes no sense.
Does that get recycled, though? In silver, they just throw it out.
Yeah, not everybody throws silver out. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Silver's, they found ways to do stuff. Anyways, gold's down. Silver's through the fucking roof. Let's see here. Palladium. Yep, per ounce. It's cheap. But look at that shit right there. It says right here, your performance, it's up 53% for the year.
Good.
Stupid insane. Seriously. That is wow. So I'm gonna say. So guys, the only thing that seems to be doing well are the metals. Everything that's digital seems to be like a fair weather friend. Makes sense, doesn't it? So, and then no boys, girls, children of all ages. You got any bonga updates for us there, J Dog? Anything new?
We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of the making of the coin. We didn't make the coin. We're a CTO, but it's going to be our 2-year anniversary coming up, and we're excited about that.
Jeannie, I could have had you on next. Jeannie, let me say something to you. If you want to come on next Wednesday, we would love to have you. Okay? Definitely would love to have you shoot the shit with us if you could find time. He's got a little message for you here. Shout out Bonga and shout out to all cats. So anyway, I think that we're going to stare at this thing here, and I think I'm going to let our little cat friend sing on the way out. Oh, did it do it twice? Yeah, it did pop in there again. Why is it? Oh, I see what happened. The stupid browser's taking over. It's AI. It's eating it. Anyway, I got nothing good. Nothing left. You got anything to add before we close it out of here? Congratulations on the 2-year mark, by the way.
You just gotta stay determined and keep your eye on the longer outlook, because if you zoom out, we're at a critical inflection point. The market's gonna head higher. It's just short term. We have to endure more suffering and pain. I think a little bit before we're through the woods.
Oh, you mean
But
this bullshit right here, the one video where last week. You know what I'm talking about?
just like the chart you're looking. What is that a chart of? Like that? Just that chart. That's what we're dealing with.
Yeah. No, like this. Hey, people, take it from this crypto miner. Pay attention to what he says. Pay attention to what Michael Saylor says here. This is some OG shit right here.
We all want to go to the moon, but if you want to ride the rocket, you got to be prepared to pull the G's. Over 5 years, Bitcoin.
You got to be able to pull
That's
them.
great.
Yeah. He's right, though, isn't he?
Yep.
If you want to ride the rocket, you got to be able to pull the G's. And they're not talking about dollars and cents. Seriously, guys. It's not. So, all right. Well, I've played enough for the evening. And to be honest with you, for once, I don't have to do any more training for work online, which means that sometime next week I get to go back into the Big Bags Media website, go back into developing on some off nights. I get to chill out with my son, and I get to make that damn Monero video I keep talking about. So for all of you guys that showed up, thanks for showing up. Seriously, we appreciate it. I know there's not like a ton of stuff that may interest you. Maybe you think this is boring, but we like to meet up together once a week. Sometimes it's the only time we have time to sit down and talk. And sometimes, that's just good. This is like our out. We can talk about something that we have interest in. If you're in TradFi, though, I don't give advice, but go use like Gemini.google.com and type in some things like stocks with top 10 stocks with high open short interest or short floats. You'll learn something there. Seriously, AI is a useful tool, but it cannot, will not, and does not assist you and tells you so. And how to make money. It does not tell you when to get entry points. None of that shit. If you think that these guys out here are making these videos that they tell you I made this much money using AI, they're full of fucking shit. Just dumb luck. Trust me when I say that. I'm not a hair club member, I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, let me play something else, and then I'll play the outro. So you guys take care. Seriously, thanks for tuning in.
Tell me why you won't give me some good steak. Tell me why you won't give me a cheesecake. Tell me why you never give me what I want. And I want a croissant.
That's it, man. The fuck? Is it not ending for? And now without outro, yes.